You know, a mentor of mine died a few years ago named Warren Bennis. When I was writing with him, he would always tell me that leaders were rarely born. They were almost evolve over time and develop by their own hard work. And your leadership thinking has infected mine. And I'm wondering, did you come out of the cocoon with this kind of enlightened look at love, or where was the inflection for you along the way that you began to think differently about leading?
I never had a leadership post in my life until I was 44 years old. I never aspired to a leadership position at all. I mean, as a kid, I aspired to be the greatest French horn player in the world. I mean, isn't America a great country? and and that's all I did. I didn't go to college until I finished college when I was about 30 years old. And I changed careers at that point, went to graduate school. And then I was an academic. And, academics they've got this, basically, a lot of them have a really bureaucratic mentality. It's kind of us against the management, right? And so I never wanted to be a dean or department chair, let alone a university president. I wanted to write my books. I wanted to do my stuff. And then I had this weird experience where the American Enterprise Institute, which is one of the oldest think tanks in the world and one of the biggest think tanks in the world, was in the search for a president, a failed search for a president. The first 3 people that they'd offered the job to turned him down. And somebody on the board had this bad idea, this not very bright idea of seeing whether that would be a good fit for me. And at first I'm like, that is nuts. Are you kidding? I have no aspirations for it. And then I kind of thought about it and I prayed about it. It's like, who's the person that I want to be? How can I actually expand myself as a person? And weird thing, they offered me the job, and it was a struggle for the first couple of years. And then it turned into something really good and beautiful and something I really cared about. But along the way, I really never stopped praying to become the person that I wanted to be. And I found that leadership journey in my own life, which was not my aspiration, nothing I ever sought, helped me to truly understand myself and helped me to develop myself in virtue. And along the way, I kept imagining. I would say, I would think about the leaders that I had worked for in academia and orchestras and sports and, in every context in my life. And I would say, what is the thing that I admired? And that's how I would learn about it. I was also reading Warren Bennis, by the way, and you. I mean, it's like I was reading the experts along the way constantly in this process of, effectively getting my nighttime MBA from the books that you guys had written. And it was really important to me, but it really, really helped me a lot. But then I would also pray and meditate about this, like, who is the person that I want to imagine myself being? And who's the person I want other people to describe? And how am I going to become that person? And every day I found that I was less and less embarrassed to display weakness, to tell people my actual feelings, to put on display the virtues that I was hoping to have. I became very, very transparent, not just about my emotions, because I had to manage my own emotions. One of the key lessons that you learn in leadership is that the leader who can't manage his emotions is the leader who fails. And so I learned to manage that, but just to be very transparent with what my values were. I mean, my values as a Christian, my values as somebody who cares about other people in a particular way. And it served me in a way, because what that said was, whether people agreed with me or not, they said, I can trust that guy. And I feel that guy has my best interest at heart. And I feel that person maybe even loves me. That's how I came to it, through a little bit of learning, sometimes periods of hardship, the learning that came from studying people like you, quite frankly, and finally trying to be true to my best nature that I would try to find through my own thoughts and prayers.